There are at-home self-tests to determine if you have COVID, but what about antibody tests that show if your immune system can fight the virus? News 8's Abby Alford explains why doctors say you should not rely on an antibody test to determine your immunity.
When I went online, I found a COVID antibody test for $275. Now, you can schedule an antibody test here at CVS for about $69 or through your doctor. But researchers warn that this kind of test will not prove that you are completely immune from COVID-19.
This week, San Diego County Board Supervisor Jim Desmond asked the County Health and Human Services Agency again about offering antibody testing.
I think there's a lot of people out there that would like to know if they have antibodies and if we could provide that test.
A county spokesperson says that right now they do not plan to offer antibody testing. Now, not to be confused with antigen testing, like the self-kits to determine active infection. To better understand antibody testing through saliva or blood draw, we spoke with Dr. Davey Smith, the chief of infectious diseases and global health at UC San Diego.
And what that looks for is whether or not there's an immune response that has occurred in that person after they've got infected or after they've gotten a vaccine.
Doctors use antibody testing to measure spread in a community, also if immunosuppressed patients need another shot, and to determine treatment for a COVID patient.
So we want to know whether or not they have antibodies already, because we might want to give them a monoclonal antibody.
Even if you've been vaccinated, say with J&J, and you show no antibodies, your T cells, which is another part of the immune system, could have kicked in to kill the virus. But Dr. Smith says that there isn't a great T cell test. What's important is that if you do show you have antibodies, it does not prove that you are completely immune from COVID.
You don't know how well your immune system is going to react the next time that it sees the virus.
Dr. Smith cautions against taking any antibody tests for personal knowledge.
Making individual decisions on behavior or when to wear a mask or get another vaccine based on the current antibody tests we have, I think is just not wise.
During the height of the pandemic, you could donate blood and find out if you had COVID antibodies. But the American Red Cross and the San Diego Blood Bank say that they've stopped doing that and stopped collecting COVID convalescent plasma since many of our local hospitals no longer use it to treat COVID patients.